Hello there, it's Adam Scott Campbell yet again. We are YouTubing today, and I am going to share, first of all, I'm going to share a poem that I wrote some years ago, and it was the most popular poem on the blog that I had at the time. I don't have that blog anymore, but that poem is in my book, Embattled We, A Poet's War. Um, and this book is available on Amazon, just on Amazon, so you know where you can get it. Um, but here goes. Here's the poem. Again, it's called An Inn Called Sea. Now again I search for a glance at the full meaning behind the strong stance of the warrior seated opposite me at an oak table in an inn called Sea. Only three pain-laced words we must talk had escaped the lips of this muscle-bound rock. As we sit down while I now wait for more, there stirs great foreboding deep in my core. Clothed in brown leather that once could stay blade, there lives in his spirit a tale long delayed. I sense by a bard's art oceans of hurt, hidden behind that frayed leather shirt. Much has been learned with a studious glance, but I wish him to speak it. He must have the chance to make bright the dark, to open the cage once made of his heart in a long past age. You've wandered, he says, so far from home, yet farther than you your words have roamed. I had much in my land, but have walked away. I've traveled far to get here today. The innkeeper, carrying drink and food, comes to our table in light-hearted mood. Perhaps sensing the gravity that our eyes show, he sets the meal down and silently goes. Words are pointed, I want not to speak. I have no answer. An excuse would feel weak. With warrior's words he's so boldly spoken. Wounds remembrance has burned and awoken. Wounds that I've given, wounds I took, wounds by which all eternity shook. You, listener, have your own pain. Perhaps your struggles have turned to your gain. Maybe you're glad for what has been done, but surely you've lost things preciously won. What would you say, what would you do, if such words of weight were spoken to you? They'd reached in and touched a well-weathered heart. No self-willed strength gave my tongue the start, but feeling that silence must not win the day, I opened my mouth and spoke anyway. What do you want of me? My words come out clear. They are words of a poet, words bought dear, the words of one who bears soul stain that oft leave deep marks and cause great pain. I'd once left my family, pain begged me to part. Wandering tribes took me in, soothed my heart with words of their own, and acts good and kind, but a home that I sought ne'er did I find. From the well of emotion built in that state, I spoke things that made lovers feel hate. Other souls broken found themselves newly mended, when to their aid my words I'd extended. The warrior so tense, seated opposite me, watches my face very carefully. Somehow my words had reached his home, and now, much like me, he feels he must roam. Your words, O bard, he says very slow, they changed my whole life and forced me to go where I thought I could not. 'Twas what I feared, but by your words my pathway has cleared. I know of your kin, I know of their wants, your departure and absence. Their memory haunts them for pain suffered by your family. Will you go? You are needed. Can't you see? The warrior, whose words in my soul seem to sing, sees on my face the buried yearning I have held for so long. The ache is too great. I will return before 'tis too late. Then, feeling kinship with this warrior across the table, I, feeling what would be a great loss, ask, will you come with me? With tears in my eyes, he looks at me silent, in great surprise. A slow smile spreads, he nods, we stand, and so begins a journey unplanned. Such marvelous tale happened to me as I sat with the warrior in an inn called Sea.